Welcome in. We are back with another Lilsimsie shell challenge. It is literally my favorite time of the month when I get to do a shell challenge. I know I say it every single time, but they are so fun. I like getting to be set in a boundary and do a challenge. I mean, who doesn't love a good challenge? And trying to see what I can come up with. What's the story? I feel like I get in this box where like I'm doing my tiny home series or I have visions that I want to recreate. But when someone's like, this is your box, now do something. What are you going to do? I thought it'd be fun for this build to do a penthouse. I love doing apartment renovations and I'm slowly working my way and doing a bunch of renovations. It's on the back burner, but I like doing them. So it made sense to take this giant shell that she created and make it a pent home, if you will. Let's be honest though, I definitely struggle with the thought of a penthouse because I want it to match the apartment, right? It's sitting on top of this giant skyscraper. You want it to match and feel like it's got the vibe going right of what's below it. But I want it to be really cool and creative and different and fun and funky and feel like a penthouse. I myself have never lived in a penthouse, visited a penthouse, or seen a penthouse in real life, but I imagine it to be very spacious, modern. You got a lot of money, right? You're not living in a penthouse if you're broke. You're living in a penthouse because you've got lots of money and you don't want the upkeep of a house, right? Maybe. I mean, that's why I would live in a penthouse. I don't know. Do you live in a penthouse? Do you have specific reasons why you live in a penthouse? Do you know someone who lives in a penthouse? Do they like living in a penthouse? These questions won't keep me up at night, but they're fun to think about. And so this is just my take on a penthouse. You may hate it. You may think, wow, that's not what a penthouse looks like. I didn't Google pictures. I am just taking the shell and running with it. And that's the fun of it. I got inside and I figured, let's lay some things out. I wanted this space to stay really open, okay? I wanted to make sure it felt a little lofty, not too lofty, not too industrial. I really went for this like cozy modern. Honestly, if I'm being honest, I was thinking bachelor pad in my head, but anyone could live here because it's gorgeous. The way that this place turns out, I love it. But with that in mind, I wanted to just kind of put some furniture around and decide, how is this layout going to be? Am I going to keep it super open? And for the most part, it stays really open. I do close a little, like add some walls inside below. But beyond that, it's an open floor plan down there. The bathroom's obviously closed off, as it should be. I definitely wanted the staircase kind of in the middle, but not like in the middle. It's not a focal point, right? But it's definitely somewhere that you would walk up. There is a creator I follow, and they have this beautiful industrial looking staircase that kind of sits in the middle of their like living room, kitchen area, den. I don't know. It's a very open floor plan. I like the way that looks like a little bit of a hazard safety wise. But we're all adults here. I would say we can all walk up the stairs, but that's not true. I often trip and stumble. So stairs are a safety hazard in general. Walking can be just a safety hazard in general. But it's The Sims. No one's falling anywhere unless it's like in the mud and they slip because, Sims do that. All that to say, I liked the staircase where it was and how it looked. Industrial without being overly industrial because my last build was kind of like that industrial vibe. But it's a penthouse. It's a brick building. So there's got to be like a little industrial factor in there, right? Anyways, Home Chef Hustle Kitchen because it's gorgeous. And I just like this whole like L shape that it kind of wrapped around and turned into a bar. You have a formal sitting area, but if you're just like chilling, go sit at your bar area. I was going to say read the paper. I wonder what the percentage is of people who actually read the paper, like hold it up, go get their paper in the morning and read the paper. I want to say it's not a lot, but I don't have the statistics for that. And, maybe there are millions and billions of people who go get their paper still. But anyways, I like the bar area. Go eat your breakfast and drink your juice and drink your coffee. Read the paper on your cell phone because we know it's in your hand. I don't know who we is. Me and my multiple personalities, apparently. But we know the phone is in your hand. I did create this formal dining area because it just felt right. This little bump out was perfect for it. There's always that underlying want to build a greenhouse. And it almost happened with those greenhouse haven windows. The thought was there. But with the whole bachelor pad vibe that I was going for, greenhouse didn't fit the bill. Plants end up in this build, but a whole greenhouse, it just wasn't the vibe, which is sad because greenhouses are always the vibe, but apparently not here. So many kits. There have been 10 kits this year. I don't know the names anymore. I am just rolling with vibes and all that good stuff. The cool bathroom kit, the sleek bathroom kit is the picture of every bathroom in this build. There's only 2 bathrooms, but they're both decked out with pretty much everything from the sleek bathroom kit. It's really pretty. About time we got some cool bathroom stuff in here. I'm loving the clutter. A hanging plant that's actually cascading down. Are you kidding me? I'm here for it. It was fun to use the kit. And so I do. I use it downstairs and we use it upstairs. 2 bathrooms in plus that rug, iconic. So pretty. It can work in so many different situations. You can use it in the bathroom. You can use it in the kitchen. You could use it as a front door mat, right? Right? I'm hearing yes. And because they are always a vibe, the Desert Luxe kit curtains come in clutch here. I love these curtains. I get a lot of use out of them. They show up all over this house, all over this penthouse, this penthome. They're just so easy, and it comes with the little bar so you can make them longer, shorter. It can span 15 windows of just having the bar on top and 1 curtain on each side. How cool is that? Eco lifestyle flooring because it's beautiful. I like the look of it. It's a little worn looking, but very pretty. The coloring on it is gorgeous. Here for it. And then in true bachelor pad form, we're using the Casanova kit. What is it called? The Casanova Cave Kit. I haven't made this debut of using this giant TV in the shelves. It was time. This bachelor pad, yes, please. This is so fun. It's interesting, really interesting, and I like it. This is perfect for a home theater. We have a record player outside the bathroom. I don't know. In all honesty, I didn't give it a whole lot of thought. I was music, cool, check. But if it's outside the bathroom, you can turn it on, turn it a little loud. You're in the penthouse and go take a nice relaxing bath down there and have the music kind of funneling in because it's a glass door and those are not soundproof. Or you have music and it just kind of is in the kitchen while you're cooking or at the bar area while you're sipping your coffee, reading your newspaper on your phone and listening to music. I like it. It's a record player. What more do you want? I think this rug from Base Game is really fun. There's something I like about it. I used the yellow and blue swatch on it last time, but the browns and the grayish browns with the blacks was definitely the vibe here. I really wanted it to stay neutral. When in doubt, stick to neutrals. Not me, obviously, with my hair the way it is. I don't stick to neutrals. But I feel as a bachelor, this guy's yeah, let's buy everything in brown and black and it'll all go together and it'll be fine. Maybe, yeah, I think so. I did take the doors from the little inside bump out, I don't know what to call that, right there where I'm adding that wall. I took those doors. Obviously, you can see I put the Greenhouse Haven kit doors and windows right there at the end of the living room. And that's what's going to let you out into your what will be a pool area. And then put the bar in this nook. That's so fun. You come home from a long day of work and your bar's right there. You can make yourself a little drink, have a cup of juice and go sit down. or walk to your kitchen and go cook food. I don't know what you do, and no one's judging, whatever you want to do. But I like that. I like that thought. Then we're just all placing a little fun stuff, a candle, some books, a controller for a gaming console. Why not? As much as I love to be maximalist, I tried to keep this minimal. And then while I was just kind of playing around with all the different paint colors, the outside brick, this brick, by the way, matches the apartment building. And so it made sense to bring it up on the exterior and made sense to have it on the interior as well. And then kind of using accent walls of this beigey color, sticking to our neutrals, right? It's so fun when you add the furniture in, but it's a whole other thing when you finally add like flooring in and wall color. It just takes it from feeling unfinished to like bringing everything together. We're adding some columns in to kind of separate areas without it feeling like a wall. I just like the way it looks. It's really cool. Just adding these like nice columns in there, which is what I said. As I was trying to decide what picture I wanted in here, Desert Lux has this really cool guy picture, and I wish we had more of them. And I used this picture in thoughts like, this is his home, him right there. That picture, that's him. That's the back of his head. And he's this cool guy with a penthouse. Yeah, he's going to have some model shot of the back of his head. Sure, why not? Batu gets a mention here with this cool little vent. Felt the vibe. I really did try not to go too industrial in here, okay? But like hints are nice. Hints are good. And then, I go in with the ceiling paint. That's very industrial. I'll stop talking about it. I went with vibes, okay? Vibes and vibes only. What felt good, I did in this build, and I love it. I always feel like finding the perfect rug can be a struggle. We use Dream Home Decorator rug in the dining room, neutrals. And then lots of plants. Okay, he doesn't have a greenhouse, but he's got plants. He probably has a cleaning person who comes in and maybe that's their job. Or he's got a gardener because there's landscaping. So they come in and water the plants and make sure everything else is copacetic. Sorry. Anyways, lots of plants because it's necessary. I feel like the place would look dull without plants. And I really try to give you variety too. Try not to use the same plant 10 times, although I have favorites. I do. Also, been a little MIA while we're just like going through this. My children had the stomach flu, Joy, and actually the little one is just getting through it. So I figured this was the perfect time. They're asleep. I can come and record a little video because that makes me happy. And in a season where my kids have gotten sick and I actually got sick, I had like a cold in between them sharing the stomach flu with each other. So like one got sick, had the stomach flu, and then I got sick with a cold, and then my little gets sick with the stomach flu. Very fun times. So being able to do something that brings me some joy at the end of this little like rough patch we hit, this is nice. I love building in The Sims. I often find gameplay hard. I have started series and just been terrible and not followed through with them because I get so bored. But you know what, actually, because I've always wanted to do Not So Berry. I started Not So Berry when I started my channel because I wanted to do it right. And I just found it monotonous, but like not in a good way. Well, in a good way. It's not bad. I just need more excitement in my life. And I like drama. I don't know that I'm great at creating the drama in my Sims lives, but there is a streamer named Soph. She's everywhere. I've been watching her do Not So Berry, and she's doing it on short lifespan. And I think that's the vibe. I think that's it. Will I do Not So Berry now? I don't know, but if I do it again, if I really put my best foot forward and do it, I think short lifespan is going to be the way to do it. It just keeps it interesting. People are always passing away. This roof, I didn't want to just do a bunch of platforms everywhere, so I definitely wanted to have the fun sunroof with some of the like having normal roofs with some platform roofs. Look at the moon. Sorry. It definitely goes through some phases. There's some weird glitching that happens with the platforms against normal roofs, and I was just struggling. Capital S. It was not fun. I just didn't know how to like get past this. Anything that touched that roof right there was gonna glitch. So I decided, let's get rid of it. Let's all that go away and create a couple of platforms on this side that could be different levels, but still have that fun little skylight in it from Island Living. And so it will keep altering, okay? It will keep changing little by little until I'm just really happy with it. And I found a really good sweet spot right here. I liked the way it looked. My only problem was hating this little slot right there that had nothing. So I did try to find some things I could put in there. But in the end, I decided to just put some black flooring down. And it really does just blend it in. And it's not this noticeable like, what's this little line of nothing doing? I actually think that I put a low-lying fence right there too, so that the trim isn't gray, but that comes later when I'm working on the roof again, because it's fluid, right? Like you just kind of go back and forth between your build, or at least I do. I know that there are some people out there that it's like, you're on this area, you finish at 1,000% and then move on. I am not that way. I like to tweak things. I like to go back in and look at it all and be like, what else can I do? How can I make this better? Sometimes you have to like take a step back from what you're doing, sit with it for a second, and then go back in and you have a different vision, a different view for it. You've noodled a little bit and you're coming back feeling great about it and knowing exactly what you want to do next and exactly how to fix the problem that was ailing you before. Things that make sense in my penthouse: an outside kitchen. Now, listen, there's no fridge. Is there? No, I don't put a fridge out there. In retrospect, a little fridge would be fun. No fridge. But you have a little bar grill area, a little grill with a wraparound bar. So fun. Definitely says I like to entertain people. And maybe I throw parties. I don't, but the bachelor does. Or whoever lives here. It doesn't have to be a bachelor. I'm just saying this space is for everybody. That too, making another entrance. I am a huge fan of their concrete pavers. They're nice and neat. They have a certain vibe to them. I don't know. They just look nice and I like them and I use them. So unfortunately, you're going to have to let it go. I like the build buy stuff in the Star Wars pack. I have played the Star Wars pack. I didn't play it through because once again, I'm not great with playthroughs. But it was pretty interesting. I didn't get very far. Maybe that's why I thought it was interesting, because I didn't actually get very far in it. Of course, you can't have like this giant pool party patio without having great seating area. You know, he's got one sofa inside, but he's got a sofa, 2 armchairs, 3 stools. He's ready for you to come outside and party. Don't sit on his sofa though. I don't know. I'm just talking. Minus the roofing issue that always comes across with shell challenges, I actually really like the way this shell is shaped. I didn't find it too hard to lay this place out and find a home for all the things you need in a home. We're back to using the sleek bathroom kit. Of course, I told you we'd get back here, and we indeed do. This is the upstairs bathroom, and I just wanted to make it fun. Just this giant bathroom seemed really nice and fancy. I definitely keep everything in here black. I just like the feel of it. I liked having all the black everywhere in these bathrooms. It felt very on point for a bachelor. Maybe. I don't know. For the bachelor that I'm picturing in my head, I guess. After a lot of consideration, I decided to just do one sink in here, one little vanity. I use Lilsimsie's shelves and I'll place them to create my own shelving unit in here. I thought they looked really nice. They weren't too big, not too small, just right, Goldilocks, all that jazz. We have quickly got to the bedroom. I can't talk. We are in the bedroom and we're using the industrial loft kit bed. I love this bed. I think it's so cool. And then another base game rug, because why not? Then we get to go in with a love-struck little bench at the end of the bed. This bedroom is very spacious. So I definitely wanted to utilize the space, but not clutter it up too much. Like if you have that much room and it's cramped, we gotta talk. But not really. I mean, you do you, sis, bro, person on the other side of the screen. I thought it would be really fun to have like a little in-home gym. You know how much life would be so much easier if I had a space for all my gym equipment, which is really just like a walking pad, a vibration plate, and a kettlebell. But they need homes, constantly need homes. They float themselves around. But this bachelor, yeah, sure, he can go to the gym down the street or in his apartment building, but why not just, stay in the comfort of your home and have this really cool workout room? I'm here for it. So I'm just adding little bits of clutter to make it feel a little more lived in this gym, like he actually does come in here and work out. I love these long mirrors, the I only have eyes for me wall mirror. I think it's a great addition to your home gym. So I just put it on this one wall right there. I want to put windows on the adjacent wall. The opposite side wall needs to have windows. Lovestruck has these cool little like graffiti moments, pictures and signs. And I just thought it was just so cool. Okay. So I move objects and we're just gonna place all of these graffiti decals and these signs all over the wall, overlapping each other, and just create this really fun moment in your gym, your at-home gym. Why not? Casanova Cave Kit has these like sport themes, picture jerseys, things. We have one, in base game, or is it City Living? That one? Is that City Living? I think it's City Living, actually. It's tiny compared to the other one, and I didn't like the way that they looked. It looked like it fit a child, which, hey, it could. You know what I mean? That could have been the Bachelor's jersey from when he was in T-ball. I don't know. I don't know sports. I have a fantasy football league team, but, you pay attention. But I got 2 kids, so, like, I don't always pay attention to what's going on. I used to wake up on Sunday mornings and watch a bunch of like shows about it. I can't even think of the names anymore because it's been that long, with my dad, and we'd listen to prospects and things like that, because my family is super into football. It's been a long time since I've done that. I still have my team and we're getting ready for another season. We got a trophy. Our family has a trophy. That should tell you how into it they are. Then I took this Lovestruck little gym sign, shrunk it down, and it's just a nice little decal right there. I love it. I love this room. This little in-home gym is so fun. Who needs an office? Me, I need an office. But this is fun too. And then you got this little bump out, which is perfect space for a desk. It can kind of be centered. I didn't want it to be overly fancy. It's just a little desk nook corner area. Also love those bookshelves. They're so fun. They're from Growing Together. Anyways, also it's a little like skullfish, bonefish right up there. So cool. You have to stalk it, but that's fine. You can do that. Gave this guy a future cube. Life is good for him. And an aquarium, an actual aquarium. I never use them, and they're kind of fun little aquariums. Something different, not in your everyday build, right? I've added a couple more windows here and there. Listen, it's fine. Sometimes we can add windows before we get inside and do everything. And sometimes we got to add them afterwards. And that's okay. Now it's just time for lots of clutter. And I say lots, and it's really not a lot. Just like simple things, a little plant, alarm clock, just to make it look lived in. At this point, I haven't play tested this build. It is literally May 25th at 11:57 p.m. I'm telling on myself a little bit. I have not uploaded this to the gallery. I'm pretty sure she does shell challenges tomorrow when she goes live. I think it's the 26th. I'll have to look again. So I'm literally going to finish this video, jump into game, and play test everything. I really don't like uploading builds that I haven't play tested. It has been a long time since that's happened. I always play test my builds. I just never want there to be a moment where you're like, I can't play this. Now I got to go in and move things around, which is obviously pretty easy to do depending on what it is. But good rule of thumb is that I play test my builds before they go up. So I'm going to get off of this, like finish this video, go into the Sims, open this up, bring a sim in because it's not purchased. You see that infinity sign down there at the left bottom? This house is free, and well, it's not free, but like it's in the world with no one living in it. So I gotta bring a sim here, play test it, upload it. I mean, it's really not that difficult. I'm like, oh, I gotta do all these things. It's not like that. I just haven't done it, and it's literally time. It's due. Not that it matters, she's got thousands of people watching. I have had a build that she has scored before, which is really fun, having someone that you admire look at your build and hear what they have to say about it. I'm honestly not too worried about getting it uploaded with the tag because what are the chances, But I still want to get it uploaded and put the tag on it because that's the fun of it. It's like the lottery. How many times has your sim won the lottery, okay? All right, hear me out. This is going to look really weird, okay? Have you ever had a lofted space and the light for the lofted space wants to go to the floor below? So I've kind of found this little trick where if you would take the light you want to use and use it on the upper half and kind of put it into the wall, so you're going to need BB Move objects on, put it into the wall a little bit and see where it lines up on the wall. Then you can come in here, bring your light over to the wall in the lower area of the lofted space. Then using 9, raising it up, see where it's hitting on the wall, bring it over, and your light is not through the roof. It's not 3 feet down from the roof. And then you have a light over the lofted space. It took me a long time to figure that out. It's a little trick that I like to do. I love a lofted space. And what's really fun is we have these really long lights that we can use as a little centerpiece over your lofted space. I have this dining room table down there. So getting to have this light hanging down as a little focal point above the table is so special. And you see it right there. And it's just really cool. And just a little trick for you. I didn't want to do too much in the lofted space. I definitely wanted a rug in here, just filled the space up a little bit, but I didn't want it to be like too tiny. I didn't want it to be too big. Once again, Goldilocks, right? We have to find the right size and the right look. And so this horse ranch was really cool. Now, it brings in red, okay? I'm a little on the fence about it. It's not very neutral of me, you know what I mean? If it was brown, but I thought because the pictures on the other wall, the movie pictures on the wall had some red in them, that it worked okay. But I really do try to make a point of using fun lights around the house and not just around the spaces that I build, and not just saucer lights, but you also can't have like 20 pendant lights hanging around your entire space. So the saucers work really great, so you're not like lighted out. Once again, bringing back these curtains. I really think they are my favorite. And you can be so customizable with the way that your curtains look. You can have a wall of curtains. You can have one curtain and a bunch of like lines to look like you can push your curtain whichever way you want. In the kitchen, I wanted to use something fun hanging down over the island, but I didn't want to like go overboard with all the lights, right? Well, Home Chef Hustle has this really cool drop down hanging thing with a plant and books. What more could you want? And it's actually a light Perfect. Done. Wonderful. 10,000%. Now it's time for Silly Songs with Larry. JK. Hopefully that's like not copywritten or something. Anyways, but now it's time to get outside and handle business. Look, he's got a gardener, okay? Landscaper person. So they're going to come take care of those succulents. Not that they need a whole lot of care, but I will say this little nook, I did not know what to do with it. Okay, I was like, I could put a table here, but there is literally a bar on the other side with bar stools. Well, maybe I could just put a table here. Literally, that's the only thing my brain thought, apparently. Let's make it like a formal table. Yeah, it was a struggle. We get there. We always get there. Because I come across this little thing from Spa Day, the little waterfall thing, and I'm like, that's so cool. Let's build a fountain. You can't build a fountain right there. So I made another pool. And for some reason, I couldn't get the pool to go past that one block. And that's fine. It really is supposed to be like a fountain, but you can't have a fountain on a penthouse, I guess. But you can have a pool on a penthouse. What? You can have a pool on a penthouse, but not a fountain on a penthouse. A pond? A fountain. How does that make sense? I don't know. I didn't do it. I just rolled with the punches, okay? So I created this really cool little fountain area. It's not a pool, y'all. It's a fountain. And I just thought it was cool. Something different in this space that I didn't know what to do. Very modern feeling modern. And then a chess table, on this little nook because I wanted to kind of bring everything around. That makes sense. Get away from the party. Go sit and play chess. I won't bore you of this because I do this around the entire building. And then I pull it out and put it on the I said building. I meant, building. Yeah. It's a penthouse. So around the edge of the building. Look, see? Pulling it to the edge of the building. You know what I was just thinking about? I've got that black pool float in the pool. That would be really hot in the sun. Really hot in the sun. Like you would climb on it and burn your skin. But hey, it's The Sims, so, But anyways, it's really just last minute details, but not overly cluttering everything. So we add like a telescope. I'm going to add some lawn chairs up top and just keep it pretty simple up here. Basically it. I think we're good to jump into the screenshots. I hope you like this build. I always enjoy when it's time to do another shell challenge. I will always do them. I think they're great. I think they're fun. They stretch your brain. It's good times, good vibes all around. If you like this build, it will be on the gallery. It's not yet, like I said. When you're watching this, it's going to be up on the gallery though. So it's up on the gallery waiting for you. My EA ID is katxthrash, just like the name here on YouTube. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, all of the good stuff, and keep coming back for more. I want to say a heartfelt thank you to all my subscribers, all my viewers. Y'all are the real MVP. Does that make me really old to say that? Y'all the GOAT. That's it. That's the vibe, right? That's what the kids are saying nowadays. Y'all, I'm old. Anyways, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching, participating, and letting me spread my creativity. I hope you have a great night wherever you are. Bye, y'all.